Hey, are you into stars? What about novels? What's interesting is that a movie came out in the movie theaters, advertisements happened, and I thought, oh, that would be a great movie to watch. But I'm into stars, but I don't know if I'm into that type of a movie with galaxies and all. So it took a little while, and then I found out that there was a book. And I thought, I don't know if it's the same book. Is it the same book? So I had to research that one too. Well, this book that I thoroughly got thrilled for, just to see it, uh, brings back that memory. It basically brings back that memory of those moments of looking at a movie and then going back to check, did it really come from a book? It's this one, The Salmon of Doubt. Hitchhiking the Galaxy One Last Time. It's a very interesting, of course, a typical view of the universe for a cover. Okay, even the North Star is very typical. Salmon, not so typical. Am I a fish person? Am I a fish of doubt? Did I hitchhike? I don't know if I want to be universal and go into space with those type of colors. Is there other colors? Like seeing universal colors. What's that? Green lights and all of those types of things. Really interesting pictures and photography, all for those type of lights. And then you come across this book. There's a salmon. What happened to the lights? um, with an introduction to the introduction by Terry Jones. That's a great way of putting it at the very top in the back. With an introduction to the introduction by Terry Jones. Some people call it forwards. Some people call it introduction. Some people skip the whole thing and go right into it. Well, here's your front pages. Okay, for Polly. Great. Look at that. Um, well, all the accomplishments and acknowledgement is right there, right on that front page with the copyright. Now, when you turn the next page, the introduction to the introduction, and then another introduction, this is what it's looking like. I'm surprised at this because an introduction to the new edition, introduction to the new edition, and then comes the editor's note. For front pages, as a review, I typically don't go through novels or these types of prolonged. Hey, I gotta read this again. Yeah, it's The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, his cosmically comic novel. Um, it's even he talks about Macintosh computers. I'm flabbergasted. Uh, join him on an excursion to climb Kilimanjaro, dressed in a rhino costume. Peek into the private life of Geng Genghis Genghis Khan, warrior conqueror, and world class neurotic. Root for the Herod author's efforts. Well, the front also ends up with a prologue. And I'm thinking to myself, how long has it been since I actually looked at these ones? Have I taught it in any grade level? Nope, I haven't. We didn't even have it in our curriculum. So I had to look back at some of the curriculum that we had and some of the books that I understood all those years ago. And I regret not getting the book and telling my husband, date night, let's just both read the book. um, so, life at a glance for this person. Really interesting. They included born March 11th, 1952 in Cambridge. Education, Brentwood School. married, career radio and television writer, and then BBC radio producer. Congrats, you got me to actually look at a book that I would never actually grab. Some scripts. Um, for the radio version, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 1978 and 1980 radio, and 1981 television. And then the games, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. They even had a game. Was it on Nintendo? How did we miss that? What happened when we were young? Just like shooting bullets or something at the TV? I mean, what happened? Mario Kart was even better than that. If there was a game called Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, we missed it in the 80s. Bureaucracy, Starship Titanic, and then the books. Um, and then comes the introduction. All of these front pages, okay, just to introduce the entire storyline and the introduction. Multiple pages. And then finally you get to the book. Life. Life with the salmon. I don't know. How's it tasting? Did it dive in really deep? Is it sour? Is it really good? Did you fry it? Dear editor, the sweat was dripping down my face and into my lap, making my clothes very wet and sticky. I sat there watching. I was trembling violently as I sat looking at the small slot, waiting. Ever waiting. See, ever waiting. Ever waiting. Still waiting. Yep, waiting. My nails dug into my flesh as I clenched my hands. I passed my arm over my hot, wet face down which sweat was pouring. The suspense was unbearable. It's suspenseful, all right. Apparently, that's in the World magazine. Oh my goodness. There's a World magazine that has that on there? Salmon of Doubt. There you go, Brentwood School. So he goes into this process. I love whiskey in every way. He loves whiskey. I haven't tried it. I'm so sorry. I cannot relate to the viewpoint. I love the way it looks in the bottle, which that rich golden color. I can relate to that. I finally love whiskey bottles. I love the labels arranged on the shelf, the kilts and claymores, and slightly out of focus sheep. I love the sense that it's a drink that, unlike, for instance, vodka from Warrington, is rich in the culture and history of the place where it is distilled. It's distilled. It's like distilled water? Are you kidding? Oh, that's right. It says it on the bottle, right? Alcohol bottles say it's from distilled. Something like that. Way to go on the format. I love the format of this book. The Dream Team. Look at that. The salmon is swimming. I hope it's swimming. I hope that curvy line means it's swimming and it's not like dead on the line. Does that look dead on the line? Dream alternative careers was zoologist, rock musician, systems software designer. How freaking fun. Dream holiday. Dream lover. Oh my goodness. Dream film cast. Sean Connery as God. This is amazing. I like the format of it. I like the introductions. This is my first time looking at this book and the viewpoints. Intro for comic books. This is where I'll end up at eventually with even music. Comic books. Where did it come from? I don't know. I was reading newspapers. Did you read the newspaper? There's a comic section. Okay, so aside from all of that, it continues on. It continues on. 143 pages. Keeps going on. And then by the end, you still have, chapter 8. There's the salmon glowing with stars right there. The sun stood high above the distant Pacific. The day was bright, the sky blue and cloudless. The air, if you liked the smell of burnt carpets, perfect. Los Angeles, a city I have never visited. Thank you very much for introducing it like that, because I don't typically travel and I don't typically hear good things, and then I do hear good things about LA. Go Los Angeles. Epilogue. A lament for Douglas Adams. This is not an obituary. There'll be time enough for them. It is not a tribute, not a considered assessment of a brilliant life, not a eulogy. It is a keening lament, writing too soon to be balanced, too soon to be carefully thought through. Douglas, you cannot be dead. I am astounded. I am very sad that by the end you have to hear this part. If somebody didn't know that he passed away, the order of service for his memorial. Schubler, chorales, Bach. Three kings from Persian lands. And what's interesting is that because rock star Margot Buchanan, Prayers of Thanksgiving by Stephen Coles, Holding On, Wish You Were Here, David Gilmour. For the Beauty of the Earth, music by Conrad Culture and words by Folliot S. Pierpoint. And then another Bach, and then an aria. I'm going to read the aria. Contented rest, beloved heart's desire. You are not found in the sins of hell, but only in heavenly concord. You alone fortify the feeble heart. Contented rest, beloved heart's desire. Therefore none but the gifts of virtue shall have their abode in my heart. Simon Jones. It reminds me of why I joined my music programs and why I sang in choirs. And this is my first time looking at it. Bach. Very nice. I'm really bad at group piano. Maybe independent piano. Vergnügt oder beliebt Seelenlust from Cantata number 170. Beliebte, beliebt. Guten Tag. Have a very good day. And this is about the author. That would be a very eye-catching moment. If all that's true, wow, I'm gonna cry my eyes out that I can't have this making me cry at even a educational recital.